see, and there are many of some of them in the room that are in that same shoes that I am in. What you just have heard about here today, whether it be specific market, what India brings to the global commerce, whether you talk about the opportunities on exporting and opportunities in overseas market, whether you talk about the service that you require, whether it be legal and being understanding about the banking and about the taxation, or the enabler, which is language. This is real. This is not academic. This is not a conference topic. This is real. What I do on day in and day out is help Atlanta companies go overseas or foreign companies to come here. And one of the reasons that they fail one way or the other is because they do not adhere to the tenets, if you will, of understanding what is the role of service providers, whether it be taxation, legal, immigration, banking, and so forth, whether they don't understand what are the components of the supply chain, whether they don't understand what are the opportunities and how could you translate, and I don't mean this literally, but translate your business plan that you have been successful in your home country to the reality of the market where you're going, whether it be China or the new opportunities. So knowing what are some of those opportunities in this Make in China, Make in India are, so you could match those. So that is a real issue. So this is not an academic exercise. If I put together everything I heard today, I heard three basic things that we can sum up. The first one is about diversity. Because we even saw a quote from a UN Secretary General about what our global business is all about what globalization is all about, whether you like it or not. We are in a global economy. And whether you're an exporter, an importer, an investor, or whether you're selling just across a counter at a store, I guarantee you that you're touched either by sourcing, by paying, by some sort of a touch point of the global commerce. And global commerce, that's what it's all about. It's about diversity. It's about, I would even venture a little bit more, it's more about just language, but it's about being globally fluent, because everything that we do touches that diversity in terms of global commerce. The other part is about technology. We are in the 21st century. It's the importance of disruptors. It's the importance of change. It's the importance of innovation. Because one of the key things we talked about the difference between the traditional supply chain and the global supply chain, but the real difference is between the traditional, the global, and the connected consumer. That has really disrupted the whole supply chain. And last but not least, again, we're talking about humans. We're talking about partnerships, whether it be a partner with the service providers to help you be successful in that foreign market, whether it be knowing what resources are available to you to be successful in that market from government entities. It's about people. It's about finding those partnerships or partners or alliances, that resources that help you be successful in global business. That's what we're talking about here. And I see that day in and day out. So with that, let me open it. I got a lot of questions, but let me open it to the floor. Yes?
We discussed when we were talking about India, Mr. Shaw, you had mentioned manufacturing, that India, historically, manufacturing has not been one of the key sectors, but with the new Prime Minister, it's a focus. But you didn't really touch beyond that except for it just being up there. Can you elaborate on that a little bit more?
The reason is I was only given 8 minutes, so I can't.
There it is. Or she will just.
I think strategically the Prime Minister thinks, and I agree with him, that a country cannot progress if it does not have a foundation of solid consumer manufacturing base. This country was made great by manufacturing. We had steel mills and automobiles, and you can name everything. Now we went from manufacturing base to service sector. And, generally company migrate to where the cheapest, most economical way of doing business is. And now you see a lot of things are happening out of China. They're going to Vietnam and a lot of other countries because China is becoming very expensive. So I think India has seen this as an opportunity. What the weakness of India has been is the red tape, the licensing, never-ending bureaucracy. So this Prime Minister is basically saying that I'm going to change the bureaucracy from within. So he said, if you come to India, I'll give you one window for clearance. We'll give you a timeline. If you want to fill out your application online, you do that online, we'll answer a question online. You don't have to go to one office to another to run around. You come to one office, there's one office for foreign investors, we'll answer a question, we'll give you up to date on the website for customized for you as to where your application is. And that has been the sea change. As I said, we were run by British, highly bureaucratic, everything was by the rules and stuff. This Prime Minister is taking the realistic approach that you guys were talking about. He's a realist. He understands how to attract global commerce. And because all the fundamentals are there, 1.3 billion people, 300 million middle class, English-speaking people, you don't have to go through all this language crap if you come to India. So he understands and he wants to capitalize on it. He's saying we have people below 35, 65% of population. That's 515 million people below 35. Just think about it. It's like whole America and Europe combined, almost. That many people are there of this age. And they're all English speaking. So you have the ready-made labor. You have now Prime Minister coming up with government policies and procedures to simplify it. All you have to do is figure out how to do it. General Electric did it 27, 28 years ago. I remember GE, I had a chance to meet Jack Welch. It's the first time they landed in Bangalore and they drove a car, the whole front bumper came out of the car. So the guy next to sitting here said, is this the country you're going to do business in? If he had said no, India would not be GE capital. GE is big in India. GE is medical devices, GE is capital, everything GE does, because they saw it. Every country that is what I call underdeveloped or undeveloped or developing country has their own problems. But that's what the opportunities are. And I'm just saying that the dynamics of this government is now percolating to the line item, because he's waking up in the morning. I was told by Consul General, that was a good friend of ours, that in 10 minutes, every department has to come within 10 minutes in PowerPoint, tell the Prime Minister where the project is in 10 minutes. And he would personally tell them that this is the deadline to approve or disapprove, we get out of the way. And he fired a bunch of bureaucrats. He has streamlined everybody just to make sure these things happen. And he did that as a chief minister. So I have as long as he's in the power, and it's absolutely non-corrupt, as long as he's in power, things will happen.
Great opportunities. Yes.
This question is for Tim. Tim, if an SME is interested in, taking advantage of the emerging growth in the emerging markets, how do you recommend they kind of commence this process?
Okay. To get into it, basically you got to start. There are a lot of different resources that a company can talk to find out what are the first steps they need to take or what they need to do specifically. Obviously, the people who organize this event, Kennesaw University. You can go to the World Trade Center. You can go to the Chamber of Commerce. U.S. Commercial Services. There are a lot of different sources that you can go to that are either free or fee-based to give you the specific steps that you can follow to get into it. But ultimately what it comes down to, there's just a few steps you want to follow. If you're getting ready to launch a product and you want to sell it overseas, one, assess your risk and determine what are the few markets that you want to step into first. The second thing you want to do is to come back and basically take a look at the language. How are you going to communicate? Do you have a website up? What language does it need to be in? Does it need to be multiple languages? How do currencies translate? So consider what the languages and customs are in that country. The third thing, I recommend you get a hold of UPS. Let us come in and we'd be happy to talk to you about your supply chain, assess how it is set up, how you need to move it, as well as many online services that we can offer to you and supply to you that help you communicate better with your customers. After that, there is an online basically a test, if you will, that you can take through your commercial services that will make, that helps you to make sure that you cover all the different steps that you need to take as you're going through. And so we highly recommend any new customer that's launching to start into that process. The last one is to take a look at any risk of your product in that country and your marketing plan to make sure that you're not going to violate any laws along the way. And after that, the final and probably the hardest one is start shipping.
Thank you.
And I'll add one more thing in that particular sense. If I were to go to another country, I would try to find out who is the right candidate to partner with.
Right, it's a partnership.
Oftentimes, you can buy 5 years worth of time by just finding the right person. And when GE went in, I remember in 1985, there were 5 or 6 huge companies that wanted to partner with GE. Who doesn't, right? Tatas of the world, the big Rockefellers of India. And GE specifically chose a small middle guy, because GE wanted somebody 24/7, 365 with his blood in it. And that man is today Wipro. He's, what, 26th richest man. He created his own $26 billion network. 25 years ago, GE picked him to become his partner in medical devices business. So I think one way to really buy talent is to find out hungry guys in that country who want to really grow and either vertically or horizontally integrate their business, which is very close to your product.
Remember the 3 tenets, you got diversity, technology, and partnership, which is what
Right.
you're talking about. Henry?
I got a question actually, in terms of, since this is the Asian symposium, particularly with China and India, I certainly agree with a couple of speakers that Modi has done a great job. It only takes, maybe you just can apply online to get a visa.
Yes.
Same thing with China, 10-year visa now.
Well,
So
that program got now extended to 32 more countries.
I just want to find out maybe from your perspective in terms of future cooperation between India and China. Yes, all the Asian economies are competing for capital, human capital, regional supply chain, you name it, technology. But I do see cooperation. And in terms of China, India, what do you see as industries of cooperation? Because I've been involved in several transactions involving Reliance Industry, joint venture in Shandong province in textile. Shanghai Electric has been in India since 2007. So what are the industries that could be potential cooperation between India and China that certainly affect U.S. relations in terms of the Asian business?
Well, I tell you, the 25 that are listed here, and I'll give you access to this book, but it identifies everything that the government is looking for making in India. And as far as what I know about China, I think China can get involved in almost everything, other than maybe defense.
No, even
Okay.
defense, they can make a atomic bomb.
And, you realize there has been a regional tussles within China and India, and I don't know why it has to happen vis-a-vis Pakistan, but I think both countries can do their own good in what India has, China doesn't have, which is young population, English-speaking stuff, very good in service sectors. You guys are very good in manufacturing sectors. What Narendra Modi is saying is, if you want to invest in India and bring investment, and you want to sell me 50 aircraft, I want you to make 35 in India. I will let you only export 15 from here. So if you want to do business with me, I will give you the business, but you make 35 of those in India. And that's what he did with France and what he did with Germany, because he wants to make sure if you're going to spend $10 trillion in the next 15 years, we better use that to get the intellectual property in India, just like China did. We want to get the employment of close to 100 million youth that are all below age of 35, they want jobs. So he's doing the right thing. I'm going to invest money with you, I'm going to give you a chance to grow and give you largest contract, but you got to, like Boeing started a service center in a small city in Nagpur. They're going to service airplane. I never would in my lifetime thought they would do that. But people are doing it. So I think China has a good competitive strength in manufacturing. India is in service. I think Indian exchange program, both countries could benefit.
Well, it's 5 o'clock, so we need to wrap this panel. I just want to close by saying what we walk out of here is that global commerce is about opportunities and there are plenty of resources available for partnerships to to take to take these opportunities into reality. The problem is that a lot of people don't know how to get the information, how to then apply that. So learn about what our resources are available, whether it be to export, what resources are available for import, what resources are available, because there are plenty around town for foreign investments. So thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for attending the conference.